Three, two, one. Welcome, everyone, to a very special episode of EH Bricks. It is currently 12:57 in the morning of Oscar day or whatever, because today is technically Sunday. And I forgot to record this earlier on Saturday. So, just a little heads up. I'm still working on the video, the LEGO Games retrospective. It's still coming along pretty well. And yeah, so I just wanted to continue each films. I feel like I haven't done a podcast episode in a while. And no better time to do it than with the Oscars rolling around technically today. It will be, I don't know, in about, I'd like to say 17 hours, 17 to 18 hours. The Oscars will be rolling around. So I wanted to go through all of the nominations and kind of predict, in my opinion, what I think will win. Not really based on personal opinion, but just based on like how they did, like in general. So I'm also going to be discussing some of the snubs. To start off, The Lighthouse, I think my favorite film of the year, hands down. I thought it was a almost amazing film. It was near perfect in my opinion. Performances were excellent. Camera work was incredible. Directing by Robert Eggers was really great. I think he's one of the best up-and-coming directors of our time after doing The Witch, which, no pun intended, I think was very well made and is a pretty solid horror film, as it kind of relies on like European folklore, and it really plays up to that, which is kind of a little bit of what The Lighthouse is. I don't want to spoil anything because I came into this movie seeing the trailers, but the trailers really didn't give much away at all. So I was basically coming in blind, and I think that's the best way to go in watching this film. And yeah, it's honestly an incredible movie. You could tell how much time and thought was put into every little scene. Yeah, so honestly, Lighthouse would be, if I ran the Academy like voting, I would personally rig it so that the Lighthouse got nominated for like 8 or 9 awards and then won like 7 of them because I think it's that deserving. It did happen to get nominated for one thing, cinematography, which I think it does deserve, but time will only tell if it takes the spot. Another snub would be Uncut Gems, which I enjoyed. I didn't personally see what all the hype was about. I was very excited to see this movie after seeing the couple trailers, especially the first trailer that came out like October or September or something. I saw it a little bit after that, and I was just hooked. I was so ready to see Adam Sandler in a different stylistic role, and he actually did really well in this film, and I think he should have gotten nominated at least for best lead actor. And there were just, yeah, I mean, I feel like the third act definitely was the kind of dragging point, because the movie builds up really well, and it builds up this tension that kind of starts from the start of the movie, and you're supposed to kind of expect this huge climactic finish which I guess happens, but I guess it wasn't enough for me. I was expecting a bit more, so I came out a little bit disappointed. But honestly, I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorites of the year, but yeah, I don't think it's as good as people were saying. So I guess with that out of the way, I'm sorry if I sound kind of unenthusiastic. I'm just extremely tired, based on how late it is right now, and I'm gonna have to wake up and edit this thing before the Oscars. Because what's the point in having predictions if the Oscars, already happened? So, um, yeah. All right, let's just get right into it. So the first award or nomination category that we have is visual effects, and the nominees are Avengers Endgame, The Irishman 1917, The Lion King, and Star Wars Episode 9. In my opinion, I think Endgame will take this spot, mostly just because of the grand scale of Endgame, and I just feel like they're gonna have to win something because of how big this movie was, and also how they kind of incorporated, um, you know, um, these characters into previous environments, and they did it pretty well. Um, and I can't really think of anything that looked kind of off in the movie. The Irishman could also be a candidate because of the de-aging process that they had on Pesci and De Niro and Pacino. So that could also be a a runner-up. Um, Rise of Skywalker, I can't really think of anything. Maybe the whole fleet at the very end of the movie, um, and like the third act, kind of. But maybe, I don't know, not really. Um, and I just honestly, I only saw that movie once, Episode 9, and I don't want to see it again, just because the more I think about about it, the more disappointed I am, and the more that I dislike it. Um, I honestly don't know where I stand on it now. I definitely do not like it. So I don't know if I ever want to see it again. I probably will end up seeing it again someday. The Lion King remake, just no, no. If this wins anything, I'm going to be really disappointed. So, 1917 as well. I don't know. I mean, I, I can't really think of too many visual effects. I mean, the only thing that I could think of is like the waterfall scene, and the waterfall didn't even look that good. So I think I'm gonna have to go with Endgame for VFX. Costume design. This is kind of like a territory that I'm not very particularly skilled in. With The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. My pick would be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, personally, because I just think that the costumes in this film were very like appealing, and they were very like eye-catching to me. Little Women also had really great costume design. The dresses in that film were really phenomenal, and they were very detailed and just expertly crafted, from Meg's like kind of farmer dress to Joe's kind of pippy workforce outfit, like from the towards the beginning of the movie, to Amy's more kind of I guess like preppy kind of floaty dress towards the end of the movie, when she's in Paris, I think. No, that's not where I think it was. No, is it France? It might be France. I'm not sure. That's a movie that I'd like to see. Sorry, that's a movie that I would really like to see again. Just because I enjoyed it so much the first time. Jojo Rabbit. Yeah, I mean they have some interesting choices in there, like JoJo's uniform that he wears, and Scarlett Johansson's outfit that she has a couple different outfits, and they all looked pretty nice. And the countless Nazi soldier uniforms. So maybe The Irishman. Can't really think of too much. All I can really think of is like 50s, 60s esque women's clothing, which could be appealing. And then Joker, I don't really know why it's here. Um, Nothing on there was really that impressive. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I would not be surprised if Little Women took the spot there. Makeup and hair, we have Bombshell, Joker, Judy, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, and 1917. The two from this list that I did not see are Bombshell and Maleficent. I think those are the only two movies that I did not see that aren't like international or documentary, because I did not see a whole lot of international films this year. I just never really got around to it. It was hard to access some of them because they would release in random times, and also theaters nearby would not play them. So yeah, sorry about that. But I think Judy might have to take this, or 1917 could. Probably, I could see Maleficent, probably, right? Because there's a lot of makeup in that movie, I'm guessing, because it's Maleficent. And Bombshell, maybe. I mean, the hair probably is a big, thing. I'm gonna have to go with Judy. Also, just something that I'm not very, um, you know, familiar in. Original song, I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away, from Toy Story 4. I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocket Man. I'm Standing With You, Breakthrough, Into the Unknown from Frozen 2, and Stand Up from Harriet. So I personally liked I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away. I think that was a very catchy tune that kind of reminded me back of the old Paul Newman. Um, or not Paul Newman, my bad. Randy Newman, my bad. There was just like an ad that popped up. So I was thinking of, who was I thinking of? Paul Newman. Hold on, we're doing a little. I'm thinking of the actor. Yes, who was in. He was a race car driver too. I'm gonna get a. I'm gonna get off track here, but that's just what I was thinking of. I was thinking of Randy Newman. It really reminded me of older Randy Newman, and his kind of country bluegrass, not really, kind of poppy, a little bit. I don't know, type songs that he used to do. And I guess still does. I don't really listen to too much of his music now, but I thought it was a good original song for Toy Story 4. I also liked Ballad of a Lonesome Cowboy. That's like the only other song that is like new for Toy Story 4. I thought that was a good song. That one came out towards the credits, but I guess they couldn't really do that because it's during the credits. I'm Gonna Love Me Again was a good song from Rocket Man. I mean, I'm probably gonna have to go with I'm Gonna Love Me Again. I just feel like that's gonna win. Between these five. Into the Unknown I found kind of annoying. Stand Up was okay. I'm Standing With You from Breakthrough. It was like that Christian movie, I think. I never saw it, but um yeah. I don't know if that will win. I don't think so, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go with I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocket Man, which I think is gonna win. Then we move on to original score. So we have Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, and Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker. We got Joker with Hildur Guðnadóttir, I think. Alexandre Desplat for Little Women, Randy Newman for Marriage Story, so he could possibly win 2 Oscars in the same night. Good job, Randy. Thomas Newman for 1917, and John Williams for Star Wars Episode 9. I personally think that Joker did win the Golden Globe for Best Original Score. I think I'll have to go with Little Women here. Just because I have the soundtrack and score, or score if you want to call it that, saved onto my Apple Music library, and I listen to it occasionally, and there's a lot of good pieces in there. Joker has a few good pieces as well. I really liked Joker's music. It really set the atmosphere and tone for the movie, especially Defeated Clown and Bathroom Dance with some highlights there. Some highlights for Little Women were Laurie in the Garden, or Snow in the Garden, Christmas Day, Meg, and then there's like Amy. I think there's one called The Beach or something, which I also really liked. So those are a few pieces there that I really liked. Marriage Story, the Marriage Story score I haven't really listened to much since out of the watching the film. I did enjoy the score, but it didn't really stand out to me as much as the others. 1917, there was really one standout. I'm sorry. I've been kind of under the weather this past week, so if I kind of keep coughing, that's why. 1917, Thomas Newman, there was really only one standout song in that score, which I think The Night Window would take the cake. I think that's also my favorite song from a score, or favorite piece from a score this year. So, yeah. And then Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. Honestly, I don't really remember any music from the score here. John Williams is an amazing composer, but I just did not see anything of really worth here. Or really just like, not that the music was bad, it just didn't really stick with me, like how some Star Wars pieces will. So I don't think Star Wars Rise of Skywalker really has much of a chance. So I'm going to have to go with Little Women, although Joker could win, because it did win the Golden Globe. So who knows? And then we have production design. So we have The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. I think that I'd like to see Jojo Rabbit win, because I really liked the production design. Had some really vibrant colors, and it looked almost like it was a Wes Anderson set, and I like Wes Anderson's like design and style. Irishman, really? I mean, I don't know. No, probably not. Parasite could be interesting. The house was really well constructed. And yeah, I mean the house is really well done. But that's really all I can think of. Also, the house that they that the lower class family lived in was also well done, especially during a certain scene. And speaking of Parasite, I don't have anything against Parasite. I think it's a great movie, but I feel like it's a bit overhyped. So that's kind of why I'm not so amazed by it. I might not pick it for so many things, just because I thought it was good. I thought it was good. It's like a 4 out of 5 um, star movie. Probably nothing more. I might see it again someday. Um, but I feel like people are giving it a bit too much credit. When I feel like there was better films out there this year. Um, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood had really great production design, from like the flashy fluorescent signs to the restaurants and uh, all of that. So, oh, this is hard. And then 1917 with the city looked really well done. This is hard. I feel like it's gonna be Parasite. I feel like it's gonna be Parasite, but I would not be surprised if it's 1917. So that's why I'm gonna go with Parasite. um, Parasite, I just feel like is an obvious choice. I feel like it will just take it. Um, Mostly because of the house. I feel like that will be a main focal point that they will look at. So now we have sound mixing. We got Ad Astra, Ford v Ferrari, Joker, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I could definitely see Ad Astra taking this. Also Ford v Ferrari, as it's kind of a, it's a movie that heavily relies on sound, as well as Ad Astra does as well. Joker, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't, not really Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I could not really see that too well. 1917, possibly. I think it could be like I'd put it like between Ad Astra, Ford v Ferrari, 1917, eliminate Joker, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But I'm probably gonna have to go with Ad Astra. I think I'll go to Ad Astra. So yeah, that's for sound mixing. Sound editing, however, I think we'll go to 1917. I just feel like the way that different shots, like gunshots, were cut, and the sound of just like different sounds of like nature and water, and like I just feel like it all blended really well together for each cut. I just think it was done really well. I'm gonna check something real quick. And yeah, so I don't know. I think it could be 1917. I think that might be one I'm gonna go with. Ford v Ferrari too, especially during the race scenes. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. I don't think it would be Star Wars. Maybe, I don't know. Star Wars usually does really well in sound. It could be Star Wars. I'm gonna go with Ford v Ferrari though. I feel like it will, because I remember the sound was done really well. So, especially during the later races and stuff. Okay, so we got film editing. We have Ford v Ferrari. Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, and Parasite. I could see Parasite take this, and I could see Jojo also take this as well. Surprised to see no 1917 in here. That's a surprise. Joker, maybe. I don't. This gets so hard. Because there's, like, the thing about doing this, each film has, like, their own individual, like, little, pinpoint, like, really great things in them. But it's so hard to pick between all of those. I feel like it could be Parasite. Parasite is definitely a good choice. Joker could also be a good choice here. Jojo Rabbit, I feel like would be less, but Ford v Ferrari as well. I think it'll go to Ford v Ferrari as well. Film editing, I think it will. I think if I have to do, either that or Parasite. Yeah, I think so. Best International Feature Film. We have Corpus Christi, Honeyland, Les Miserables, Pain and Glory, and Parasite. Now, I saw Pain and Glory and Parasite. And I don't know. I would love Pain and Glory to win. I feel like that would be awesome. But I feel like just because of how the Academy is and all the hype that's surrounded Parasite, this award is probably going to go to Parasite. So, yeah. Best live action short film. I did not see this at all. I did not see any of these. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. I did not see any of these. So I can't really have an opinion. I'm just gonna pick Saria. Why not? Brian Buckley, Saria. Best of luck to you, Mr. Buckley. Best documentary short subject. I did not see any of these either. I'm gonna go with St. Louis Superman. Why not? Or Learning to Skateboard in a War Zone. Those both seem very interesting. And I might check them out someday. But you know what? I'm just gonna have no comment. No comment. No comment. I don't feel right in picking something that I haven't seen. Best documentary feature. Again, haven't seen any of these. Just was not watching any documentaries or short film documentary or short subject documentaries. I know Fort Sama is supposed to be pretty good, and Honeyland was also nominated for Best International Feature Film, so that could also have a chance, but I don't know. Cinematography. We have The Irishman, Joker, Lighthouse, and 1917 and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I want to go for The Lighthouse. I really do. I'm going for The Lighthouse all the way. I know it's probably not. Just because. And I think a main reason that it won't is because Roger Deakins is nominated, and the Academy loves Roger Deakins. He is I guess, hailed as a god to them, because if you didn't know, Roger Deakins is a very, very, very famous cinematographer. He has a lot of work done on Fargo, Blade Runner 2049, which I think won for best cinematography. I'm gonna check that. What was it, 2018? Yep, Roger Deakins won. How many awards? You know what? Let me just look up. Let me see how many Academy. Okay. So he was a nominee for 2. He won the Independent Spirit Award for Best Cinematography. Fargo. BAFTA Award. He won a good number of times. He won in 1917 for the BAFTAs. He won 1917 Blade Runner 2049, True Grit, No Country for Old Men, and The Man Who Wasn't There. And he only won 1 Academy Award for Blade Runner 2049 back in 2018. So he has quite a bit on his belt. But I do think Jaron Blaschke will take this for the Lighthouse crew. I'm rooting for you. That's my pick. This is my bias, but I do not care. I honestly, oh wow, one shot. Oh, look, guys, it's 1917. We're advertising it to make it seem like it's one shot, even though we have multiple small, quick little edits throughout the movie that you can easily see, or cuts or whatever. Cuts that can easily be noticed if you pay close attention to the movie. But guys, we made it so it looks like it's all one shot. Isn't that cool? It's not like The Revenant didn't do that, and so many other movies didn't do that, like Birdman. There's honestly, I'm sorry. There's just something so gosh darn appealing about The Lighthouse's cinematography. And if you haven't seen The Lighthouse, just go and watch it and you will understand exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going for The Lighthouse. Win or lose, Lighthouse forever. Original screenplay. We have Knives Out, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. I don't know how Once Upon a Time in Hollywood isn't an adapted screenplay, because it's based off of, a real person. It's based off of, what's her name? Sharon Tate. A little bit, I guess. So, Quentin Tarantino, I feel like he could take this. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think, has a pretty fun and enjoyable story. Parasite as well. I feel like many people could think that would take the spot. Marriage Story, Noah Baumbach, really well written, very realistic, and also strongly relatable. Even if you haven't gone through divorce, it's a very realistic and genuine, grounded film, which I think Baumbach is really talented at doing. Knives Out, I think was a really, really interesting, really intriguing story that really kept me entertained the whole way. I just don't think it has the caliber or kind of the capability of taking this home. So I'm either going to have to go between Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or Parasite. I think I'm going to have to go to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood just because I feel like the story was just so much, or not so much, but a bit more enjoyable. I mean, there was just like how it interweaved itself through like the Tate killing, or the Sharon Tate murders, when changing her fate and stuff. I just think that that was really well done. Parasite has a great screenplay. as well, giving it all the credit there. But I think it'll be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Adapted screenplay: Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, The Two Popes. I could see it be Little Women. I could really see it being Little Women. I want to give Greta Gerwig something because she wasn't nominated for Best Female Best Director, not Best Female Actress. Joker could be a pick as well. I'd like to see Jojo Rabbit take it. Honestly, that'd be so fun. Because I really like the screenplay, the script of Jojo Rabbit. I could see it be Jojo Rabbit. I don't... Two Popes? No, not really. I mean, I like the Two Popes, but I don't think it deserves Best Adapted Screenplay. I think it was well written, but I don't know. I think it's... I'm just going with Jojo Rabbit. Taika Waititi, Best Adapted Screenplay. I think it'll go to Jojo Rabbit. I just think that there's something about that screenplay that's really well done. Little Women, I think, would come close second. Sorry, Greta. Animated short, did not see any of these. I know Hair Love premiered before. I think it was. I don't know. I remember it premiered. It was before. Hair Love was shown before a bad animated movie that wasn't nominated. But I don't know what it was. And I didn't see Hair Love, even though I can. So yeah, no comment. Actually, I'll just go with Hair Love, because it's what I've heard of most. Animated feature: How to Train Your Dragon 3, Lost My Body, Claws, Missing Link, and Toy Story. I saw all of these, actually. So what would I have to go with? Claws I really liked. Toy Story 4 I really liked. Missing Link I enjoyed, I guess. How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World I enjoyed. I Lost My Body I really liked. I think it would go... I'd love to see I Lost My Body win. I'd like to see something a bit more mature win Best Animated Feature. I feel like they could definitely give it to Toy Story 4. But I also feel like Claws could win. I don't know. I mean, the Academy, Pixar has a good track record of winning. Missing Link did take the Golden Globe, though, which was a bit surprising, actually. I'd love to see I Lost My Body win. I don't know. Claws could win. I'm going to go with Toy Story 4, just because. Actually, you know what? Screw that. I'm going with I Lost My Body. Alright. So we're almost done. I'm still really tired. Now we moved on to Best Director. Oh God. We got Martin Scorsese, Todd Phillips, Sam Mendes, Quentin Tarantino, Bong Joon-ho. The respected movies being The Irishman, Joker, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. I don't think The Irishman was one of Scorsese's best. I enjoyed it, but I don't think it's in his top 3. Joker, I don't think really deserves Best Director. I don't think Todd Phillips really did, I don't know. I don't really condemn him for, I don't know. I don't think the reason why Joker was so enjoyed was due to his directing. I could definitely see this be a Tarantino fest. I could see him take this. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino. Supporting actress, we have Kathy Bates for Richard Jewell, Laura Dern for Marriage Story, Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit, Florence Pugh for Little Women, and Margot Robbie for Bombshell. I'm probably going to eliminate Kathy Bates. I don't feel like she will win this year. Although Kathy Bates is a really great actress, don't get me wrong. Laura Dern, I think, won a few times. She won the Golden Globe, I think. So she could probably take that away. Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit. She also got nominated for Best Lead Actress in Marriage Story. So Jojo Rabbit, possibly. I couldn't really see it though. Florence Pugh, Little Women, I could definitely see. I thought she was really great in that movie. Margot Robbie, Bombshell, did not see it. I think it's gonna be Laura Dern, but I'd love it to be Florence Pugh. So I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with. Do I have a coin? I honestly, I'm like, I'm stumped. I am stumped. I don't have a coin. I'm just gonna go. Let's do eeny, meeny, miny, mo. How about that? That'll be cool. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by its tail if you always let it go. My mother said to pick the very best one. And you are it. Red, white, and blue. I choose you. Florence Pugh takes it. Florence Pugh wins Best Supporting Actress for me. Supporting Actor. We have Tom Hanks for Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Anthony Hopkins for The Two Popes. Al Pacino for The Irishman. Joe Pesci for The Irishman. And Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think this will go to Brad Pitt. Tom Hanks I enjoyed. And A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Anthony Hopkins is pretty good. The Two Popes. Al Pacino and Joe Pesci, they're fine. I don't really see why they got nominated here when I feel like they could have definitely been replaced, at least one of them, by Willem Dafoe, who got snubbed super hard for The Lighthouse. I feel like you could replace both of them and have, instead of Al Pacino and Joe Pesci, you could have Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. Why not? But yeah, I think this will go to Brad Pitt. And also, speaking of director, I feel like Todd Phillips could have been replaced with Eggers. We have lead actress. So we have Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story, I always call her Saoirse Ronan, for Little Women, Charlize Theron for Bombshell, and Renee Zellweger for Judy. Renee Zellweger did win the Golden Globe for Judy. I thought she was pretty great in Judy. Also thought Scarlett Johansson was pretty spectacular as well in Marriage Story. Cynthia Erivo was pretty great in Harriet as well. This is a star-studded affair that we have here. Saoirse Ronan was definitely really well. Did a really amazing job in Little Women as well. Bombshell I did not see, so I cannot tell you. Although it looked a bit like a TV movie with the acting, so I don't think Charlize is going to win. I'd love to go... People have been talking about Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, which I could definitely see. Renee Zellweger as well, I could definitely see. But I think I'm going to have to go with Scarlett Johansson because I just feel like her performance was so realistic. It was just really well done. And I don't know. There's just something about it that was like very rarely do I sit back and watch a performance and I just go like, damn, like that's like insanely good. And especially with her and Driver together working off each other, definitely provided like a little boost there. So I think Scarlett Johansson for me. Lead actor, we have Antonio Banderas in Pain and Glory. Definitely an amazing movie. I would have loved to see it win Best International Feature, which it still could win. We never know. I just feel like Parasite will win that. So, Leonardo DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Don't really see that happening. If he does win, I feel like it will be undeserved. Kind of. I just don't think it was Leo's best. Adam Driver for Marriage Story. Joaquin Phoenix for Joker. And Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes. I don't really see Jonathan Pryce winning at all. I don't think he was really great. I mean, he was good. But I think it will go Joaquin. Joaquin has won like every single lead actor award. Antonio Banderas, I really enjoyed his performance, but I think it'll have to go to Joaquin Phoenix. I loved Adam Driver as well, especially the one scene that I feel like everyone has seen on Instagram or somewhere. If you follow any film account, you've definitely seen the scene that I'm talking about. And he just gives, I think, an amazing performance throughout. I would love to see him win, but I think Joaquin Phoenix is going to take this. And then we have the coveted Best Picture. Here are the 9 nominees. Ford v Ferrari. I'm just going to kind of skim through, kind of cross these off as I go. Ford v Ferrari, no, that's not going to win. Irishman, most likely not. Jojo Rabbit, probably won't, but I'd love to see it. Joker, I don't think it will. I don't think many people think it will. If it does, I feel like that'll just be kind of funny. I don't think it will, though. Little Women, could see it. I don't think it will, though. I do not think it will. Marriage Story, would really love to see it. I think it, yeah, it's up there. 1917, yeah, probably. It did win the Golden Globe, I think, for Best Picture. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, yeah, it could. Parasite, probably. It has a good chance. Definitely has a good chance. Especially with all the buzz people are talking about it. Would not really want to see it though, just because I don't know. I just don't think I mean, I guess out of these, it's probably fundamentally people think it's the best. I personally enjoyed Jojo Rabbit more, and Little Women, and Marriage Story. I'd love to see Marriage Story. I'd love to go with Jojo Rabbit too, but I just don't think Jojo Rabbit is gonna. Just because I feel like there's something about that movie that the Academy just does not think is suitable. So for that reason, I'm going to go with Marriage Story. If I did have a choice to replace something on here, I'd probably replace Ford v Ferrari with The Lighthouse. And then I would pick The Lighthouse because I think The Lighthouse is the best picture of the year, which I was literally up at like 5 or whatever time it was when they announced the Oscar nominations, and I sat there in like shock and just I was pissed off to no belief to know that my Lighthouse gang, we didn't get nominated for jack shit. All right. It's 1:47 a.m. and I'm literally cursing right now. I don't know what's going on. It did win, or it didn't get nominated for cinematography, so I can be grateful for that. I really hope it wins. Please, please. But yeah, I think Marriage Story will take this. It'll probably be Parasite though, so what do I know? Or it could be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I mean, I could definitely see Tarantino taking another one. 1917, I feel like, is less likely now, especially like last year. We had Bohemian Rhapsody win Best Picture for Golden Globes, and it did not win for the Oscars. So, yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with Marriage Story on that one to end it off. Now, one more thing that I forgot to say was Portrait of a Lady on Fire. A lot of people were talking about it, or not a lot of people. A small little collective group of people were talking about how good this movie was. I saw it through a torrent file, and it's phenomenal. And I hope to see it when it releases everywhere in the United States. It had a select release here in the U.S. back in December, and it's going to release at a bunch of different theaters in the United States in a couple weeks. So I'm really excited to do that. I know there's a couple theaters that are going to play it because I already looked ahead, and I'm definitely going to go see it. I want to see it on the big screen, but I'm surprised that it didn't get nominated for Best International Film. I'm guessing since it's technically also coming out in 2020, in a bunch of theaters in the United States, it's just going to get nominated in 2020. If so, that might be my pick for international film. So I'm already picking up my my predictions for the 2020 Oscars. But yeah, that's gonna be about it for this episode of EH Films. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I'm so tired, so I'm sorry if this kind of slipped away from me at the end. I kind of just seemed a little loose on the my brain is kind of wiring down as we speak because I'm so tired. I'm literally so tired. I'm sorry. I should probably just end this now. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me. I'm going to keep making content. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep working on the videos that I have planned. So hope you guys enjoy this little podcast. It's a bit shorter than usual, but I didn't want to make it too long. And I hope you guys enjoy watching the Oscars today, I guess. So I hope all of your predictions are correct. Hope you guys have a good day. I'm gonna have to go to bed and then wake up sometime early enough to edit this thing and put it out before the Oscars. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.